Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're really excited to be sharing some of the updates we've made to the Efficient Windows Collaborative and demonstrate the updated window selection tool. Just before we get started, if you do have questions, please go ahead and put them in the question box, and we will answer questions at the end. So we will get to them. So just before we jump into the webinar, I just want to make a quick introduction. My name is Jessica Finn. I am the membership manager at NFRC. And also later on in the webinar, we will have Mike Toman. He is our Director of Code Development, Technology, and Innovation. And we've been working together to get this website and tool where it is. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to either one of us. So just at the beginning of the webinar, I want to do a quick poll. So if you're not familiar with Slido, you can either scan that QR code or go to slido.com. We just want to get an idea of how familiar people are with the EWC and the window selection tool. So if you could just answer that, that will help me know more about what I need should address throughout the webinar. So we'll take just a minute for that. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on. So that's sort of what I was expecting. So it looks like most people are at least somewhat familiar. So I hope that this webinar will help you kind of get a better understanding of how you can use the EWC and window selection tool as a resource. And then also for people who are not familiar with it, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I hope that you will, get an idea of what the EWC is and how you can get involved. All right, so first off, the EWC is, we want it to be, it's the ultimate source for window information. So our goal is to be the primary resource for the general public on the energy efficiency, technical, and human considerations that influence window selection and use. And like it says in the name, and it always has been a true collaborative, and we really want to continue that. So I also just want to say a big thank you to these organizations who we've worked with over the last year to get to where we are today. We've been working closely with the DOE and the EPA, the Partnership for Advanced Window Solutions, LBNL, NREL, and also the International Window Film Association. They were really helpful in helping us develop some of the window film content. So, and we were really lucky to inherit a site that had a great core to it, great information, and really comprehensive. So we had a really strong start. And in the past year, we've been able to streamline the navigation of the site and also or simplify the navigation and streamline the site so it's easier for visitors to find content that they're looking for. And I hope you've seen it before, but we do have a new logo, which is at the bottom of the slide. We've also rebuilt the window selection tool. So now we're going to go ahead and play a demo. It's going to show you a few things about the website, and then we're going to get into a demo of going through the window selection tool. So we'll go ahead and show that. Welcome to the Efficient Windows Collaborative and the Window Selection Tool. We hope that you're able to use this site as a resource for your customers and stakeholders to help recognize the value of efficient windows and to make their purchasing decisions a little bit easier and more straightforward. To get started, I just want to show our new homepage. Up in the top left-hand corner, you'll notice our new logo, the Efficient Windows Collaborative, powered by NFRC. We wanted to make sure that people see the connection and know the connection between the EWC and NFRC. So as you scroll down the home page, there's more information on the window selection tool. We also talk a little bit about NFRC and the connection between EWC and NFRC. And there's a link to a consumer video. All of our annual sustainability sponsors are also recognized on the EWC. And then there's some popular links at the bottom. And then finally on our footer, you're able to follow us on social media and access those links. And then scrolling back to the top, I'm not going to go through each page, but the top menu items include benefits of efficient windows, understanding windows, and then we have an additional resources tab. So if you haven't had the opportunity to look through the pages on the EWC, I encourage you to take a look, see what information we have, and give us your feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the window selection tool now. And first thing, it'll pop you up to a box that gives a little bit more information on what the tool is. So just click Let's Get Started. And that brings you to the first question, which is your zip code. That determines where you're located. So I'm just going to pop a zip code in, and this one is in Baltimore, and it also tells you which climate zone you're in. So on the next slide, it asks you two additional questions. How big is your home? And then how old your home is. So I just want to pause quickly here, just for those of you who are familiar with the current window selection tool, the next step would be to ask 3 additional questions. In the updated tool, we're now taking people right to the results. We just are making an effort to minimize how many people we're losing along their search and get people to their search results as quickly as possible. They will have the opportunity to answer these questions in the next step. So I'm going to click Show My Results. And here is where people will see all of their results. It will keep the person's information, where they're located, and then the answers to their questions. And here are the 3 questions I was referring to just a minute ago, that you can customize your results by answering the orientation of your home, window coverage, and shading. And then we do define each one of these things just so that users know exactly how to answer the questions. And then you'll notice I'm going to change these answers. The energy cost to my right will change slightly as I change these answers. So now I'm going to move over and talk about the card and what information is found on each of them. So looking at this first card, a best triple pane window, ideal for cold climates. Every card is going to have the same information on it. So it'll look at the comfort. How comfortable is a person going to be in the winter or in the summer? And then what is the likelihood of condensation forming on the window? And then it looks at the annual energy cost. It breaks it down into summer, winter, and then the total for the year. Again, you'll notice the little information icons over each one, and those are all hover. When you hover over them, the information will pop up to give you more details about that specific rating. So, and also in each one of those boxes, you'll see the Learn More. If you click on Learn More or More Details, it will bring up a box that has all of the information expanded and in one spot. And it also brings up the description, which also, again, as with all of the other phrases and terms, they are defined so that when consumers are in here, they know exactly what they're looking at and what it means for their purchasing decision. Now, all of these items are defined on other pages within the Efficient Windows Collaborative site. But again, we want to keep people in the tool instead of having them need to navigate out to find a definition or an answer to something. We also have a picture of a sample label in this, and we wanted to show this so that when someone goes to make a purchase, it's not going to be the first time that they're seeing an NFRC label. So this is the card that will pop up with all the information on it. You can either then click View Products here, but I'm going to just X out of this and scroll down to a different option. I'm going to click on a good double pane window and click on View Products. This page is when a list of all of the manufacturers who have products that meet that criteria are going to show up. Again, all of the information that people have input previously into the tool will be stored on the left-hand side. And on this page is when that Energy Star logo will pop up. And that just gives consumers and users a confidence that all of the products that they're looking at on this page will meet the Energy Star criteria for their climate zone. So there is a new feature that I want to point out to everyone, and it is the Save Your Search feature. If you click Save Your Search, all you have to do is enter your name and email address, and you will be sent your search as well as a link that brings you right back to where you were in your search. And this is important because we recognize that when someone does a search, they may not be ready to go out right then and make a purchase. So we want them to not have to start over and to be able to jump right back to where they were. So now I'm going to look at the manufacturer's card, and each manufacturer's card is going to have the same information on it. The first is when the manufacturer is identified up at the top, and you'll notice this spot to the left is that's where a manufacturer's logo will go. And we'll talk a little bit about the manufacturer's portal later in the presentation, but this is provided by the manufacturer and they can change it at any time. And then also in the top, you have the name and a link to that manufacturer's website. And again, this is information provided by the manufacturer, and it can link out to either their homepage, or we recommend that you send consumers to a page where they can find out exactly how to buy one of your products. So then you'll see for this example, Anderson has 10 product lines that meet the criteria. So if you click View All, it will expand and show all of the products that they have available. And I'm just going to click on one of the products, and that's going to come up with that product specific performance ratings. Again, you have the website, and that is the same one that's provided earlier on the manufacturer's card. And then you have the specific performance ratings, including U factor, slower heat gain coefficient, and visible transmittance. Again, these are all defined for the users, so they don't have to navigate out to get any additional information. So also within that manufacturer's card, you have another opportunity to save your search. Same idea, putting in your name and your email address, but this is going to send you more information which is specific on that manufacturer. So to minimize that box, all you do is click less. And then scrolling down, you'll get all of the manufacturers that have products that meeting that criteria. But yeah, that is the demonstration of the window selection tool. So now I'm going to turn it over to Mike.
All right, hello everyone. I'm just going to go over, what powers the tool and how we populate those cards that you just looked at, and kind of the background information. Obviously, we start from the NFRC CPD. So products are in the CPD. Their ratings are in there, and it's those ratings that we use to pull and identify products that meet the specific performance characteristics that are in each of kind of the classes of windows. So in your CPD listing, everything won't qualify to list in the Efficient Windows Collaborative tool, but the items that can be qualified, we would identify from the CPD, and obviously the CPD certification would have to be maintained in order to maintain entry in the EWC tool. The tool itself, you get these nice cards, and what will be included in those results, it will be up to 9 window classes and 2 skylight classes. In the old tool, there were up to 23 window options, 1 to 23. You had to do separate searches for windows or skylights. We've kind of combined that all into one, so you will see the windows and the skylights returned, and it says up to 9 because some of the products are not classified in all areas. So if there's no data for us on the energy costs, then those won't show up. The classes, the product classes, all have performance levels that qualify for Energy Star in at least one zone, and they all include low E and gas fill. There are triple pane, dual pane, and dual pane with room side low E variations. Variations in solar heat gain are also there to target the different climates to differentiate those product classes. And you can see kind of the guidelines for performance levels on the, adding the match to the descriptions that we're using now. For those familiar with the old tool, these window classes are, or window IDs are Windows 15 through 23. The other windows, numbers 1 to 14, were all not perform, they did not perform at a level that met Energy Star. So they have been excluded from the tool moving forward. We had very few entries in those classes anyway, but those products don't show up anymore because they do not qualify for Energy Star, and therefore we don't consider them to be efficient windows and suitable for the tool. This also then obviously restricts the results that you get from having a long list of 23 results to having, as I said, up to 9 windows and 2 skylights returned when you do the search. So the details of that card that you see there, if you can go forward one slide, Jessica.
Yep.
So as Jessica noted, we have the comfort and condensation ratings, or not ratings, but performance, and those are historical data. This is the information that we've always used in an efficient Windows tool, where there was a calculation done based on interior surface temperatures of those products to determine their comfort levels. So NFRC does not have a comfort rating. So the Efficient Windows Collaborative had worked with some experts on that and come up with a way to calculate comfort, and that is what we're reporting here. At the condensation calculation is also done similar to that at present. When our new condensation index rating gets fully rolled out, we will be implementing that back into this tool. But for now, this is still the old methodology that was used to determine whether condensation was going to occur. The energy costs are based on the annual energy for a whole house. They are based on the location climate. So when you enter your zip code, that's determining your climate data and information. And the utility costs that are being used are a 3-year average for the cooling and heating seasons for the state that you are in. So that's not at the very local level, but every state has a utility cost for natural gas and for electricity that have been determined. They are fully up to date to the last season. So we're good there. And that will give you the numbers that we're displaying. If you go, you want to look at the results. So we are reporting, as I said, we're reporting results for the different window classes. So those classes have performance ranges. They are not, if your window is a 0.25, it is in a class that, a 0.25 U factor. It's in a class of U factors that's from 0.23 to 0.30. So the results we're reporting here are representative of that entire class, not the specific product that you would see later on. And then they are reported and ranked by lowest energy cost up to highest. So you will see the most efficient cost-wise window as the first return in the list. When you hit the view products, you'll get your listing of the actual products in that class by manufacturer and series, as Jessica has already shown, and that will have the specific U factor, solar heat gain, VT performance details of the individual product that was selected. And that's what I have, Jessica. So
Yep.
go back to you.
All right. So now we're just going to talk a little bit about listing your products in the window selection tool. So couple of the main reasons why someone should list their products really adds value to your certification. We know how much time and energy and resources you put into that certification. The window selection tool really takes those ratings and makes them easy to understand for consumers. And you also are going to reach more consumers through the window selection tool. Over the last 6 months, there's been an average of 2,000 users of the tool every month. And we also have, now that we've launched the new updated tool, we have a lot of outreach plans that we're working on and partnering with a lot of other organizations to help drive that use of the window selection tool. And the requirements for listing your products. First and foremost, you have to be NFRC rated and certified. And then also you have to be an Energy Star partner in good standing and have products that meet Energy Star in at least one climate zone. So how do you get your products listed in the window selection tool? And all of this information will be sent out in an email tomorrow that has the links on how to enroll. So don't worry about any of the links. But the first step is to complete an online enrollment. And once you do that, within 2 weeks, you'll receive an Excel sheet that has all of your eligible products. And this is a change from the previous process. Instead of you having to fill out that whole sheet, we're going to do that for you. And then we send it back and you select from that sheet which products that you would like to list. And once we get that, we can upload your products into the tool. And then once your products are in, you can then log into the manufacturer portal to make sure all of your other information is up to date, such as your logo, product images, and your website URL. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that manufacturer's portal next. So the manufacturer's portal is up and working. So I want to talk about it. One, if you are currently listed in the tool, this is ready to go. We will be sending more information out specifically on how to log in. And also just to highlight some of the things that you can control through your own portal. So the first thing, your logo. You can change your logo or add it whenever you need to. And also your company website link. This is the link that when people are using the selection tool and click on your name, where it will bring them. We highly recommend you use a link that brings people right to where they can figure out how to purchase one of your products. Again, that link is completely up to you. And then also, this is new, you can add product images. You noticed in the demo, all of the products have this standard image in the background. You can go in and change individual product images so that when people are looking at your manufacturer's card, they get a better idea of what the product looks like. So again, I'm going to go over just step-by-step how to get set up, but if your products are already listed, you can go ahead and log in today. And if not, this is the process once your products are listed. So you just go and click on register, which will be up in the right-hand corner to create your account. And when you're registering and you're filling out, it's a very short registration form. The only thing is that you need to make sure to use the email address that you registered for the window selection tool with. That's how it will connect you to the back end, to that manufacturer. And if you're not sure which email, just let us know and we can let you know. And then once you click submit, it'll bring you right to your manufacturer's dashboard. And this is just a screenshot of what that looks like. So at the top, you'll see is where you can add your logo. And then right under that, you'll have your products. And it's not just one image for all of your products. All of your products will be listed and you can change your image for all of your products. You can also edit them out if you want to take them out or upload a new image. You can easily do that on your own. The one thing you are not able to do is take out any products or add any products. You would still need to work with us to get those changed and updated. But as far as your images, logos, and also your URL, it's not shown on this screenshot, but this is also where you'd have the opportunity to change your website. So that is kind of a quick tour of the manufacturer's portal. Again, if you are already in the tool or when you do sign up, you'll get a full set of instructions on how to get logged in. So we also know that not everybody has products that they can list in the tool. So we want to make sure that we stay a collaborative, and there are so many other ways to get involved. So in addition to listing your products, you can become an NFRC sustainability sponsor and also partner with us in developing and adding content to the EWC. So when you become an NFRC sustainability sponsor, you are also supporting the Efficient Windows Collaborative. So you're expanding your reach while supporting EWC and NFRC's sustainability efforts. All sponsors get year-long exposure on Efficient Windows. If you remember when I was showing the homepage of the EWC, all of the logos for our sponsors were listed on the homepage. And that's the same for nfrc.org as well as NFRC Community. And we also promote talk about our sustainability sponsors on social media and in our digital communications, including our update and bulletins. And then finally, all sponsors are able to exhibit at our NFRC fall membership meeting. And I'll include his information in our follow-up, but Jeremy Browning can answer any questions you might have about that. So finally, contributing content. It's such a broad way to get involved, it gives a lot of different opportunities. So if you're on the EWC and you see something that you think maybe we might be missing or that might be beneficial, because we really do want to be that one-stop place for people to be able to find products that are best for them. So work with us to develop content that we can add to add more value to the site. And also volunteer your time. From time to time, we'll have a work group or maybe a roundtable or other opportunities where we're looking for feedback or people to give their thoughts on something pertaining to EWC or the window selection tool. So we encourage you, when those opportunities do come up, to volunteer and help us out. And then finally, we don't want to underestimate the power of social media. So we would love it if you would post, share, and like the EWC on social media. For all manufacturers who list their products, we're going to make sure that when you sign up, you get some information, posts that promote your listing in the window selection tool. So we want to help you all to help us by promoting on social media. And then finally, take the opportunity and connect us with your marketing and communications team. We would love to work with them to collaborate on opportunities to promote not only the certification, but the EWC and the window selection tool. So that wraps up our presentation for this afternoon. We have plenty of time for questions, so we'll go ahead and answer some questions. So the first question, is there a way to display only my company's ratings on the tool? That's a great question. So right now, no, but moving forward, and the first step to doing that was this manufacturer's portal. We're hoping, and that's great feedback, great suggestion. So yeah, it's in the plan, not ready yet. The next question is, how quickly will my products be added to the tool, and what's the turnaround? So when you submit your enrollment form, it usually you'll get it before 2 weeks, but it's about 2 weeks that will send you a sheet that has all of your eligible products. And then once we get that back from you, it should be within a week that your products are active in the tool. Okay, and Mike, I'm going to give this question to you, but it says, why do 3 different climate cards show up if the user has input a specific location via zip code?
Yeah, so the results will always return, even if you're in a cold climate. The results will return the for the cold, moderate, and warm climates, because that you may the cost of that option may be better, as we try to put things into buckets of cold, warm, moderate, but every location is different, and every house is different. So when you look at the actual cost on your home, you may find that like a moderate solar gain, which would be maybe not optimal for a cold climate, might be a good choice for you in your specific area. So you will always get all the results, and then it's up to you to look at the different comfort, the comfort levels, condensation, and the costs, and make that purchasing decision on your own. Obviously, the best one should be the first one that shows up in the in the list, and that we would drive you towards that. But you will get all of the options to look at, and they'll all be, in general, they'll all be decent for your area.
And the next question is, how often can I change my products or add different ones? Mike, I think.
Yeah, I mean that products can be added or changed kind of whenever you feel necessary. We would not expect, obviously, that to happen on a daily basis. But if you find that the product you have listed is not the best choice for you, you would just let us know that, and we can get those updates done. Or if you add, if you have new product lines that come out that weren't in the tool initially, those could be added at the time that they come out. We won't automatically know that that occurs. So if you do have a product line that you want to add to the EWC tool, you would want to reach out to us so that we could add it to the set you already have in.
Okay, and the next question is, you show the energy use of the windows selected. Do you provide nominal energy costs for the existing single or double glazed product? We could estimate that in the past from the window types 1 to 14.
Yes, we do not currently provide that that kind of differential from what you might have in your home. We do still have the data that hasn't been eliminated, but we have not figured out exactly how to use that to provide the information that of kind of the differential of the upgrade. I do see that as a future add-on to the tool, where we will be looking more at the differential, or the upgrade change that occurs, but we did not work that into this first version. And we do know that that was something that the reason for providing all the options before was to get to that point, but that was not something that was very obvious to the casual homeowner user that we believe is a target audience for this tool. So when we can figure out how to translate that data into something that the homeowner can easily understand, we'll bring that data back into play. But that is that's future work for us.
I think Mike brought up a good point. This is just the first step in updating the tool. On as we move forward, we have rebuilt it in a way that it is flexible and can adapt to changes. So it's great to hear feedback, suggestions. So yeah, I just wanted to make that comment. The next question is, how can I link to the EWC site for my company's website? Another good question. So if you list your products in the window selection tool, we are working to get a button that you can, and the logo that you can use on your site, linking to the window selection tool. And you can also link directly to the EWC. We'll get that out. And also, if you're just want to promote it, please reach out to us. We'd love to work out a way we can collaborate to get people to the EWC and promote the great work that we're all doing and the amount of time that people put into their certification. So I don't see any more questions right now. So again, my information and Mike's are both up on the screen, and we did record this presentation, so we'll send it out along with the follow-up email tomorrow. But if there's any questions that we didn't answer, or you don't have, please feel free to reach out to us anytime.